communication. What is communication? Communication is the fundamental building block of a child's ability to interact, socialize, and request in a surrounding. Now, communication can be either verbal and non-verbal. Let's stop here and discuss this a little bit more. The key concept or the key understanding in communication is that the child understands that he's communicating with another person. Now, let's take two scenarios. A child is thirsty, he holds his mother's hand and he walks over to the fridge and he points to the juice. Is that communication? Yes, it is. Because although it's non-verbal, the child is communicating and requesting another person and asking them for something. Now let's take another scenario. The child is really thirsty, he goes up to the fridge, he stands at the fridge and starts screaming, "Water, water, water." Is that communication? Well, as per our definition, it's not, because communication needs to be with another human or another person. And scenario 2, the child was communicating with the fridge, which is non-human. So it's important for us to think, and a lot of parents misunderstand what communication is. Let's think a little bit deeper into this and kind of shift our way and shift our thinking so that we know that communication is communicating our requesting or asking or interacting socially with another human, and this can be done either verbally or non-verbally. A child does not need to talk verbally to be considered a communicator. Now, let's move on. What is communication? It's the child's ability to communicate with another person. But how and why do children communicate? They communicate in different ways. You have been communicating with your child since he was an infant. He would be giggling, screaming, crying, and you would respond to all that. What is that? That's communication, because he is interacting with you and you're responding back. Now, it's important that we develop this relationship for you to be able to develop your child's communication skills. So, for example, let's talk about the how a little bit more. How does a child communicate? He will giggle, scream. Even as a toddler or a preschooler, he would scream, giggle, laugh, or use words. These are all considered communication. Why is a child communicating? Could be thirsty, hungry, happy, frustrated, for many different reasons. For us to be able to help your child develop his communication skills, and for you to be able to help your child develop his communication skills, we need to know the how and the why, but we also need to know what stage is your child at. There are 4 types of communicators. It's important for us to identify what stage your child is at for you to be able to help him. So stage 1 is discoverer. Stage 2 is communicator. Stage 3 is first word user. And then finally, stage 4 is combiner. So as I said, we need to identify where does your child fall, what stage is he at for us to be able to move on and support his communication skills.